Christian friends, God wants you to experience His best. Unlocking the abundant life promised in John 10 verse 10. John 10 verse 10 The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Verve's Devotional. It feels so good to connect with you all again. Today, we're diving into John 10 verse 10, a verse that's both incredibly powerful and, surprisingly, often misunderstood. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full. Think about that for a moment. It's a stark contrast, isn't it? This isn't just about avoiding bad things. It's about actively pursuing a life brimming with abundance, an abundant life Jesus promises us. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to connect this verse to something we all understand, the concept of fear of missing out, or FOMO. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages telling us we need more possessions, more experiences, more validation. This relentless pursuit often leaves us feeling empty, anxious, and perpetually dissatisfied. It's like the thief Jesus describes, subtly stealing our joy, killing our peace, and destroying our sense of self-worth. It whispers insidious doubts in our ears, that we're not enough, that we don't have enough, that whatever joy we feel is fleeting and temporary. It creates cracks in our faith and whispers lies into our hearts. This verse isn't just a vague promise, it's a direct challenge to that insidious voice. The original Greek word for full here, pleroma, speaks of overflowing completeness, a fullness that surpasses anything we can imagine. It's not simply the absence of negativity, it's the presence of something profoundly positive, a life overflowing with God's love, grace, and purpose. Think about the stories in the Bible, about David, who went from shepherding sheep to being king, or about Esther, a young woman who risked her life to save her people. They weren't perfect, they had fears, doubts, and struggles just like we do, yet they experienced God's abundant life in incredible ways. These weren't lives devoid of hardship, but lives overflowing with God's grace amidst the hardship. And that's the beauty of this verse, friends. It's not a promise of a life without struggles, because let's be honest, those are inevitable. Life throws curveballs, challenges our faith, and tests our resilience. But Jesus' promise is that even amidst the storms, even in the valleys, we can experience an abundant life, a life empowered by His presence, guided by His wisdom, and sustained by His unfailing love. Remember the story of Joseph? Sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned, yet God used every hardship to elevate him to a position of power, ultimately saving his family from famine. This is the power of God's abundant life, the strength to rise from ashes. This reminds me of my own journey. I've struggled with anxiety for years, and there were times when I felt utterly overwhelmed, like the thief was stealing everything precious from me. But through prayer, through seeking God's guidance, and through connecting with my community, I discovered this abundant life. It wasn't a sudden absence of anxiety, but a deep, abiding peace that settled within me, even amidst the trembling. It was the peace of knowing God was with me, walking with me through the storm. It allowed me to see those moments of anxiety not as failings, but as opportunities for growth, to lean into His strength and trust His plan for my life. And that, my friends, is the key. It's not about avoiding hardship, it's about facing it with unwavering trust in God's plan. The fullness of life Jesus offers isn't just about external achievements or material possessions. It's about a deep, intimate relationship with Him, about experiencing His unwavering love, His unending grace, and His boundless peace. It's about knowing you're cherished, seen, and loved unconditionally. It's about having a purpose bigger than yourself, a purpose that brings meaning and fulfillment even in the midst of life's uncertainties. This is the life Jesus promises, this is the life He died to secure. This leads to a crucial question: what are the thieves in your life, the things that are stealing your joy, killing your peace, and destroying your sense of self-worth? Are they unhealthy relationships, negative self-talk, or a relentless pursuit of worldly things? Taking a moment to identify them is crucial. This takes courage. It takes self-reflection and honesty with yourself. Sometimes, the thief is our own faulty thinking, the way we view ourselves in light of the gospel, the way we've let the world define what matters. Once you identify those thieves, you can begin to actively resist them. This isn't about willpower alone, it's about surrendering those areas to God, trusting Him to heal and restore. It's about replacing fear with faith, anxiety with peace, and emptiness with His overflowing love. Pray for strength, for discernment, for guidance, and for the courage to step away from anything that hinders your journey toward this abundant life. Think of the parable of the talents, Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30. The master didn't punish the servant who buried his talent out of fear, he simply expressed disappointment. God doesn't want us to live in fear, He wants us to use the gifts He's given us to experience this abundant life He's promised. He wants us to invest in our relationship with Him, to cultivate our faith, to share His love with the world. And this isn't a passive process, friends. It's an active, ongoing journey of faith, surrender, and trust. It involves daily choices, daily prayers, daily seeking of His will in every area of our lives. It's about cultivating a deep relationship with the God who promises us life in all its fullness. It's a journey of surrender and obedience, of trusting Him in the dark moments and celebrating Him in the light. This journey also involves actively seeking out support and community, friends who will lift you up and encourage you along the way. Surrounding ourselves with people who share our faith and who understand our struggles is vital to experiencing this abundant life. Don't isolate yourselves when you're struggling, reach out, connect with others, and let God use those relationships to nurture your faith and guide you toward this overflowing, abundant life. So, I challenge you today, reflect on John 10 verse 10. Identify the thieves in your life, and begin the process of surrendering them to God. Ask yourself, what steps can I take this week to move closer to experiencing God's abundant life? What areas of my life need to be surrendered to Him? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Let's encourage and support each other on this incredible journey toward a life overflowing with God's love and grace. Let's experience the fullness, the pleroma, of what Jesus promises. I can't wait to hear from you all. God bless you.